Warning, spoilies ahead. One of my favorite jokes that I used to do, it didn't really land except for with like two people at work, was like, flock of seagulls I ran would play, right?
Yeah.
And I'd come up to people, I'm like, you know what? Iran is so far away. Hello, welcome to Two Guys, One Film. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
It's another week of second chances, and this week we both gave a second chance to the 2009 movie Avatar, written and directed by Jim Cameron. We're on that kind of a name basis. I can call him Jim, you know? Good old Jim Cameron.
Jimmy.
Synopsis for the movie, it's Pocahontas.
That's basically it.
With a dash of Dances with Wolves. All right. See you next week. No, we're just goofing around.
That was a goof.
Yep. Classic Two Guys, One Film goof. Welcome to the episode, folks. Let's get back at it. Okay. Yeah. 2009 movie, Avatar, Jim Cameron, Pocahontas, blue aliens. I guess humans are the aliens. It's their planet. Whatever. Typical Pocahontas colonization? Okay, that's hard for me to say that word. And we're running that planet dry of unobtainium because we cannot obtain it. It is unobtainable. Boy.
Like, that's the best you guys could come up with. Like, gosh, we sure can't obtain this.
Wow.
Unobtainium. Got
it. Nail it. Like, just, yeah, we'll get into it. Anyway. So, our main character, Jake Sully, he wakes up from cryo, right? I've always had this question about cryo sleep.
But you completely skipped him and his stupid inner monologue and stuff. Like,
well, that's because he's waking up from the cryo. Because he's like, I had a dream where I was flying. In cryo, you don't dream. Or
no,
whatever.
I mean before that, where he's like at the bar and shit.
I don't remember that.
Okay, the stupid extended cut.
Oh, you watched the extended cut? God shit.
It. That pisses me off. No wonder that shit was so long. That pisses me off. I didn't want to watch that. I purposely didn't watch that. Oh my god. All right, yeah, there's a whole part where he's at a bar and like there's no reason for it. I was like, what even is this? I wish it would have just skipped to where you were because he like beats up this guy for no reason.
Is he paralyzed?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Because he's talking about like coming back from getting paralyzed. And so like you didn't see like his brother in the cardboard casket either?
That skips the whole thing?
Oh my god.
No, that's on my end. Like it starts.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, so yeah, there's this whole thing of him, and it shows like the city, like Earth, and how sucky it looks. But it kind of looks like it reminds me of Blade Runner. That's basically what it looks like.
Okay.
And he goes to a bar, like that's his thing. And he's always like, "Oh, don't help me. I don't need help." And then he sees this like dude slap this woman, and then he goes up and beats him up and gets thrown out of the bar, and that's it. And then these dudes walk up and they're like, "Oh, hey, this is the guy, it's his brother." And I was like, "Okay." And then they take him to the
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because the way it starts in the theatrical cut is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of exposition while he's talking. Wakes up out of cryo. And this is the question I have with cryo freeze in any movie. Are you frozen? Because if not, your hair would grow. Where does the poop go? How do you brush your teeth? Who the fuck takes care of you? Like, are you just this solid frozen in time person? Like, how does that happen? Because you are, because it's like 6 years later and he's still like the same age.
Yeah.
So how does this work?
Well, I
How
mean,
does
he wouldn't
cryo
technically be
work?
the same age. He would have like aged like numbers wise, but I mean, yeah, I
He'd
know.
look the
There's
same.
I think this is supposed to be just kind of take it like for what it is sort
I
of
mean, that's like
situation
in
because
every
I feel
movie with
like there's a
cryo
few
freeze.
things in this that I was and I'm gonna of course we jump around, but I'm gonna go to those big floating rocks. How the
Yeah,
fuck is there water inside those? And if
because
there was
the
water,
rain,
oh,
and you know how
so
they
you're telling me
float
after
the
like
force. They don't go too high; they stay right
how do they know
there,
where to stay? How do they know to go
right there.
yay high?
It's the force, people.
It's
Fucking
your
mountains
excuse for
have
everything.
force.
It is the excuse for everything.
It
It's the
is.
force.
Jim Cameron, the force.
Way to go, buddy.
So he wakes up and they're like, "Oh, we got a job for you because your brother here he is in a cardboard box, and he was part of the Avatar program. It pays well, really well. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because
I
I'm
guess
gonna
I'll.
need money in fucking space. What the hell am I gonna do
Yeah,
with this
in
shit?
Pandora, that takes 5 years to get there. Apparently,
Oh,
you
here's
know.
Earth money on Pandora. That is absolutely useless.
Yeah, good luck buying something there. And I guess as humans, when we like settle in a new place, it's our job to set up smoke factories
Oh, of course.
that just do smoke. Like,
Well, yeah.
what were the point of those? What were they? Is that the Unobtainium mines or like what?
I think it's just to signify a colony has been established. It is a living situation because since forever we've had to have smoke in our
Well, yeah,
area.
because I think about like, oh man, you see like all the new like colony pictures, like, and yeah,
Smoke.
they're drawings and stuff, but like the chimneys are always billowing smoke like
Oh, of
crazy.
course. Because now it's a lively place. Everything's okay. Come on in, follow the smoke. It's a paper mill. It's gonna smell really good. Come on to our place. Like, is that place on Pandora just like burning nothing? They're like, I don't know, throw it in. We gotta have the smoke.
Yep. If we're not making smoke, are we even human?
Good question. Also, that cardboard box does not burn very well.
No.
Like it's fucking
But
torching.
I
And
thought about that, but then I was like, well, I mean, if you're gonna be like housing bodies in a cardboard box, you want something somewhat sturdy.
yeah,
Did
there
they
was
show
some
like the weird
fucking
close up of his face burning as well, like in that?
no. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was weird. I'm like, okay, that was unnecessary, and it's
I feel like I have to watch this a third time just so I can
you're
compare the
not.
director's cut.
We can compare it right now, and it
So
doesn't seem like you're missing out on much. Just weird, random shit.
so now I imagine Jim Cameron in the editing room for the director's cut. He's like, "Hey guys, do the face shot. I think we really need to see that face fucking melting."
Like melting. Well, it's weird because it's kind of like it's not like super gruesome or anything. It's just like him in the fire, and it looks like his face is getting a little jacked up, and that's it. Like, and it's
What's
just
the
like
point of that?
I don't know.
Just in case you didn't realize, he's being burned.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
This is the beginning of the movie. Did he have that like inner monologue while you watched it as well?
Yeah,
That was annoying.
which to me, I don't know who the fuck he's talking to.
Yeah,
There's times where he's talking to the journal. Then there's times where he's explaining what's going on. I'm like, is he talking to us?
yeah,
And then there's time, like at the end of the movie, he's doing another journal of like, oh, I gotta go. Like, so was it that the entire time? But it can't be because it's a linear movie. So it's not like one of those ones where he's talking from the future.
yeah,
Who the fuck is he talking to? And how?
yeah.
And
And
why?
what's the point?
There's no
There's
point.
like in my notes, I have just stop narrating.
Yeah.
Please stop narrating. Why are you narrating? I see what's happening. We can see what's happening. And it's not like he's telling us anything like, oh, this is how I'm feeling
Mm-hmm.
personally. He's just
Yeah.
talking about what's going on.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
if he
they
was
won't
talking
like if I
about,
do this.
now if he was talking about himself, like, wow, like if you maybe, and okay, let me just get these thoughts out, I guess. If he talked about himself and how he was feeling through the process of like, oh man, this sucks. Like, I'm really starting to come around to like, seeing things these guys' way, you know,
I feel
and
bad
then,
for betraying
yeah.
him.
And
Like,
then,
no.
but the monologue isn't that. It's just him being just
It
I
just
guess this is for people that aren't seeing it right now.
it's
This is
just
what I'm doing.
it reminds me of the dumb theatrical cut of Blade Runner, where like Harrison
Yes.
Ford's doing like the voiceover, like, "Oh, noodles and stuff like that. No, snakes aren't real. It's hard to get real snakes." Like, I know, I can see that. You could just say that. You don't have to have him explaining it to
Yeah,
me.
but
We're
didn't
not
Harrison
all
Ford
dumb.
not want to do that?
Oh no, no, that's why it sucks ass. And like even Ridley Scott didn't want to do that. I think that was like the studio or some shit.
It's so
That's
stupid.
why
Like,
like Harrison's
God.
like doing the most half-ass job at it. I'm like, I don't blame you, dude. It was fucking dumb.
Yeah, but yeah, that was and then it just like stops halfway through the movie.
And then it picks back up. Like
Yeah.
towards the end, he's starting to do the dialogue again. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Like, why are you in and out with the dialogue? Just cut that. Like, that should have been not in any cut of the
Mm-hmm.
movie.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, the stuff I saw shouldn't have been in the movie either. It
Well,
didn't need to
obviously,
be.
since it made sense to me without it.
Yeah, it was just
Um,
fine. Um,
I did like how they made his legs look like actual
yeah,
like atrophy and stuff like that. That was really
yeah,
fucking cool. That's a cool detail. Like he's got cool details. Like Jim's good. He's not always great. He used to be great, but he's okay now.
yeah.
But like, yeah, I like that. The weird thing, okay, did you were they just CG for a second when they first land and he's coming out and there's like those two Marines like greeting everybody? They looked completely CG for like that one split scene. And I was like, what the fuck? Because their skin looked weird. And
There's
then
a
it went back and they had normal bodies, but then their faces look CG because then like the windscreen was
there's
on it.
there's a few scenes in this where I felt like I couldn't tell if it was practical or not, and I don't know if they used any practical stuff because sometimes they do. Like some of the plants, like the way they
Yeah.
looked, I was just kind of like, huh.
I think that the stuff not with humans is all computer generated, which was cool. Like
Yeah,
that I remember that was the big thing about this movie was like it was groundbreaking in visual like effects, like digital effects, because it was like we're doing the whole thing and it's not like, the Final Fantasy movie or like Beowulf or anything like that. It's like fucking good looking,
yeah,
realistic CGI.
yeah.
It's
And I
like,
mean,
yeah,
and I can't sit here and say that it didn't look good and it wasn't
no, it
nice
looks
to
great.
look at. There's all kind
Yeah,
like the forest is really cool.
yeah,
There's all kinds of cool like detail and in it, and like I did find myself while they were walking around in it and like seeing those bugs, thinking like, oh man, I wonder what like, you know,
yeah,
like not that it would even really fucking matter, but I wonder
yeah.
what that bug's like, or that one that's like crawling around and it shows like it's like pincher thingies and I'm
The
like,
one
man,
that
I,
was
I want to
dumb,
see like a documentary on like Pandora.
yeah, like David Attenborough doing the
Hmm.
Pandora wildlife. The one, but the reptile that I thought was dumb, the one that like has that
Yeah, I know. I was like, man,
the Wright
evolution
brothers
fucked
like
you, man.
spinning thing because his body's spinning too, and so it's like,
I know. That's what I was like.
ooh, like how is he
Some of
gonna
the
land?
some of the evolutionary stuff in this in on this planet, I was just like, how is like evolution gonna make that? You know,
Yeah.
those poor creatures, they freak out and then they just start spinning.
Speaking of evolution, is like I know creatures are different on Earth,
Hmm.
obviously, but like all the animals in this movie have like 6 legs.
Yeah,
Why are the Navi the only ones that are like bipedal 2 legs?
I wondered that too.
Because I know like there's the lemurs that look like the creature from Cloverville or Cloverfield to me. Like its face
With
looked
like
like
the
the
face, yeah.
monster. Yeah, I was like ripping that shit off. But like I don't know, evolution's weird. It's alien evolution. Once again, don't think too much into it. It's a fucking movie.
I don't know. Is there something wrong with our minds because we pick movies apart like that, or
I mean, I
we're
think
just
we're
like,
just
oh
doing our
man, come
job.
on, man, this like evolution wouldn't do a creature like that,
Maybe.
and like, and even if it did, they wouldn't last very long. They'd be easy
Yeah.
prey for anything bigger.
Not if I spin around. Whee!
Oh, the colors will distract them into eating me, unless they're like super poisonous. I don't think that.
Yeah.
But if they were really poisonous, then why the hell were they touching them? Anyway, we're looking too much into this like
Yeah.
one creature. It's just a tiny part of the movie.
Um. So he like when he comes to the base, whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
There's that guy who's like, wow, you look just like him. I'm like, yeah, I'm his fucking identical twin. Of course I look just like my brother.
Right?
Like, wow, you look just, yeah, no shit. That's why he picked me. I'm his fucking twin.
And like they bring that up a few times, like, oh
Yeah,
man, it's cool. It's like, yeah, because biologically,
we're identical twins.
yeah.
That's why
So
we look alike.
that's why this works.
Yeah,
I don't know why they brought you in it because we're biological twins. That's
yeah.
why this
Hmm.
works. We share the same DNA.
Oh, weird. That's why you look like him. This movie also conveniently, cleverly, like covers every dick in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like when Jake's looking at his avatar, like a head is perfectly like blocking it, and then like it'll move and it's like leg and hip are blocking it, and then
No.
like there's always something cleverly. But the parts that always bother me, and this bothered me in Lord of the Rings, not like I wanted to see a dong like Gollum's dong or anything, but I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you would see that. That is a flap of fabric,
Yeah,
and that
there's
is it.
no way that you would
Yeah,
not catch a quick glimpse. I mean, maybe not through the entire movie you're seeing his dong, but
but like you
you're gonna
definitely
see
would.
it.
So
Maybe a
like I
quick
know
peek. Same with all of them,
yeah, we're not wearing any clothes. How are we like magically not showing anything?
Yeah.
I mean, it's PG-13, but I
Well,
don't think Peter Jackson probably would have wanted to like let's animate a golem dick.
yeah.
What would Golem's penis look like?
Probably
Let's put it
awful.
in the movie. I don't know why that's another thing I go to. It's like
Okay, like
evolution of bugs. Can I see a blue person's dick? You know?
yeah. So what was he working with?
Yeah. What you got going on down there, Jake?
Yeah.
So then he's like doing the things like, here I am doing science. I'm like, you're not doing shit.
Yeah.
Everyone around you is doing science. You're fucking sitting around getting like your ass chewed out for being some dumb fucking Marine. And you're like, here
Yeah.
I am doing something. You're not doing shit, dude. You're
Yeah.
sitting around. Sorry, not
Yeah.
to be like mean about you
I
being
know.
in a wheelchair, but like it's like a figuratively, you're like
Yeah, he's
sitting
not really
around on,
doing much. He's just
yeah.
kind of walking around with them.
Um, one thing, I'm not ripping this off. It was a very good SNL bit. It was about the guy who chose the font for Avatar movie and he chose papyrus. And now I can't unsee that. I'm like, it's just papyrus and it's dumb. Why the fuck? It's cool because it's like a script, like it's a different world. It's ancient. It's like it's fucking papyrus, and that bothered me. Whole movie, all subtitles are like papyrus.
Yeah.
So you hit that one on the nail, SNL. You don't always do it, but thank you for that one. But it's just papyrus. It's like not even they try to like design their own font. We spent all of our time making an alien language. We can't do the font. Just use your favorite one. Can we
Yeah.
use Jokerman? Anything but Jokerman.
And also,
Uh,
like, why are they? God, they have to like keep beating in that they're like savages,
yeah. Well,
and
it's
then like keep like it's like they're purposely trying to like they're trying to make them come across as racist as possible because there's a part where he calls them blue monkeys. And
hell
I'm
yeah,
like,
exactly
Jesus
like later on.
Christ, like
It's at this point you don't have to hammer it in so hard about people doing this, like pushing out an indigenous tribe for
yeah,
resources. We've seen it. We know about it. So you don't have to really hammer it in so hard that these people are like racist, xenophobic of like
yeah,
these fucking blue monkeys, like
like I was just
get
like,
them out of their
wow,
trees, them tree huggers, and it's like we get
yeah. I'm
it,
like, okay,
but maybe just dial it back a bit.
yeah,
Just
we you established that you don't like them. We
let's
get it.
keep doing it through the whole movie. Like it was,
They're so blue.
yeah,
Like,
and it's
okay.
like savages. I'm
Like
like I get it.
what
We're doing like the history repeats itself.
they finally
Uh,
he sees his avatar and it
I
doesn't
think.
just go
Oh,
directly to them.
no, she goes and yells at Giovanni Ribisi, who's like putting in the middle of this like control room.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
can you not, sir? Can
Yeah.
you like not fucking do
No,
that? Because
it's
like that's a
fine because
tripping
I'm rich.
hazard.
I love this putter. Shush.
Look how good I am. Oh, did you see
Ah.
that? No, you didn't, because you're looking at your screen.
Yeah. What a nerd.
Dude, I'm
I thought to
putting.
myself like, yeah, he's doing his job. What a dick.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. Like,
Yeah. No, you didn't
but
see that
yeah,
because you're
that's when
looking
he's
at the money.
like,
Yeah.
oh, this is best case scenario because now you have protection and we don't have to, this body, like, oh, you can go with the locals because let me remind you why we're here. This rock, which is called unobtainium, is super expensive for some reason on Earth. I don't know if it's a fuel. I don't know if it's jewelry, but hey, we got to get this.
Yeah.
And they're sitting on a gold mine of it
How do
under
they
their
know?
tree. Our scanners indicate that there's
Uh,
unobtainium.
but every time they're like, then why were they sending the scientists out there to scan stuff? But then it turns out that they were just like not using them for anything, and they were just wasting money
Yeah,
on the scientists.
I feel like they just did that to like appease people back on Earth of like, oh, you can't go in there and kill people. Oh no, we're studying them while we do it. And so like
Yeah.
the scientist thing was just a whole front. Like, no, we're just here to like fucking bulldoze
Okay.
this place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Just
think it
for
was
the
just like to make
unobtainium.
it's just to make people feel good that they're doing something good there, when in their actuality they're just
Yeah.
fucking over the whole place.
Even though I feel like on Earth, because it sucks so hard, I don't think people would give a shit what's going on in Pandora unless they were
Yeah,
going there.
they're like, that's not my problem. It's really shitty
Like,
here right now.
what? There's aliens there? Okay, whatever. I'm not
I'll
there.
never I'll never be able to go there. I won't
Yeah.
obtain a way to go to Pandora.
Yeah.
Pandora is unobtainable to me.
Yeah. Just like the unobtainium
You
cannot
see what we're doing there, folks?
obtain.
You see what we're doing there, folks? It's a joke that we're playing back on. This probably won't be the last time too.
Oh no, no.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
So like I love futures in movies and stuff is like, and TV shows do it too, where like screens are just glass and you're just like touching the stuff on it and there's just
Yeah.
like stuff on it.
Yeah.
Why would we do that?
I don't know. And I wondered that too. I'm like, I don't want to see through the screen because I kind of need the whole screen.
Because I'll be focused on some of the background and like it's gonna end up being the same color as something, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
what the fuck was that? And so
Now,
then you
like
go,
when it's when they do that and it's like a hologram that pops up off the screen. Now that I can deal with
that's cool.
because
But
like
like
you're gonna
just
your eyes are
touch,
gonna focus on that anyway. But the touch screen seeing through it,
and
it doesn't make sense.
they're always doing way too much to like slide and stuff. Like when in actuality it's like two keys and they're like, all
Yeah.
right, they're in,
And good. All
go.
right.
It's like sliding over. Beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, my question to that anytime I see that is why would you make the procedure so complex?
It shouldn't be. It should be for like anybody can do. Also, it should be easy to do and easy to stop
Yeah,
instead of
because
being like, we
why
gotta.
would you not want a programmer to make that
Yeah,
a reality where you're just like, all right, we hit this button and then it
you're in.
does this, and this. And I know that if that kind of future existed, there's somebody smart enough to put that together.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I kind of want the Avatar program to be slightly unobtainable for the average Joe, but for a scientist who has studied, they can easily obtain the access into their avatar.
See, I for one would not be able to probably obtain the knowledge to I wouldn't even be able to obtain that in my head if I were to
Mm-hmm.
obtain the knowledge.
There's too many glass pads for me to touch. I won't be able to get in.
I'd be like, can you get Doom to run on this?
Yeah. Uh, do you guys? Does this have Firefox on it?
Yeah. How do I get to the internet?
Yeah.
How do I do incognito mode?
Yeah. Just for research purposes.
Yeah. We're searching avatars.
Yeah, not other stuff. Not Navi ladies.
Ooh.
Also, why does Sigourney Grace have to always announce "I'm going in" and starts like doing stuff? It's like we get it.
Because
She has to
you
announce
can't just
"I'm going in."
you can't just hop in there willy nilly. You know, what if someone doesn't know that you're in there and they can't get you? Okay, so can you get out if you're in there?
I
Like if
think
you're
like
in, or you have to have somebody pull you
I think
out.
someone has to stop the program, or apparently if you die, because the nerdy guy from Grandma's Boy, his avatar dies and he just wakes up and comes out.
Yeah,
So like, I'm glad they didn't do like the Matrix. If you die in your avatar, you die in real life. So like, because it's a video game
yeah.
basically. So like, yeah,
So
I
and
feel
then
like
my question also is like, well, what if your human body died? Would you be stuck in the avatar?
no, because I think your brain has to be connected through the machine mechanism into the
Oh
avatar,
yeah,
because
okay,
that's what they're
okay.
trying to do with Grace later on. Her body was
They
dying,
were
so they're
trying to
like,
upload her
oh,
to the tree.
to put upload her into her avatar.
Yeah, And she died too quick. So then she just lives in the
Why?
tree. Then
Why does she get a normal nose?
that's what I wondered.
Her avatar has like
Also, did she have
Sigourney
five
Weaver's
hands
nose.
as a or five fingers as
So
opposed to the
all
four
the
fingered?
all the humans that are like the avatars made, they all have like 5 fingers
Yeah,
and eyebrows apparently.
yeah,
Because yeah, Navis only have like 4 fingers,
yeah. I was
but
noticing that. I'm
like
like, huh,
that's how you can tell them apart.
yeah.
Also, because she gets her own realistic Sigourney Weaver nose. Everybody
Yeah,
else gets the kitty cat nose. She
because
gets pointy nose.
when they were creating her avatar, she's like, I do not give me the cat nose. I need
I
to
want
have
my own nose.
my trademark Sigourney Weaver nose
Yeah, I am
on my
Sigourney
avatar.
Weaver. I am beautiful. You will not give me a kitty cat nose.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's an thank you.
You're welcome.
That was the end of that conversation,
Yeah.
and she
Oh,
got what she
thank you.
wanted.
Zip it.
It looks fantastic, Sigourney. Your nose looks
Yeah,
great.
I love you.
It works well on an avatar.
Yep. So then Mr. Jake Sully goes to the Marine guy with the scratches on his face.
He looks like the toy marine from
Toy soldiers.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he reminded me of.
Yeah. I am leader of the Gorgonauts. Um Gorgonites,
Was it
Gorgonauts,
Knights?
whatever. Gorgonites.
It's been a
Gorgonauts.
long time since it. We're gonna have to do one on
Let's
that.
stop talking about this. End the episode. We're watching Universal Soldiers.
That's no.
No. We're watching Jean Claude Van Damme and
Universal.
Universal Soldier. Jean Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren. That's the movie we're talking about.
Mm, yes. No.
Okay.
Yes.
So like, okay, he goes to meet this guy, and I like this guy's just like lifting weights to show off. Like, oh me, this low gravity really makes you soft, but not me, because I'm fucking pumping
Yeah,
iron.
and then he sits up, not
Yeah,
out of breath.
yeah, because I'm like badass,
That's like all I do is
and like
work out.
I have a hard time believing Jake would be instantly so okay with this plan of being like, yeah, let's kick these guys out of a home. I'm a dumb Marine, so I'm totally okay with taking orders, totally okay with getting this. You're going to give me my legs back. It's like, dude, you've been in this body before. And you're like, why the fuck would I want to, like, why would I want to do this to people? But like,
Seriously.
I have a really hard time believing that he's instantly like, hey, okay, I'm going to learn a lesson later that this isn't good. So at the beginning, I have to be like, hey,
I
this
have to
sounds like a
be
good idea. But then in
I have
the
to
end,
be a
I got to
butthole.
change my ways, you
Well,
know?
yeah, how would they have any sort of like story arc if he didn't like betray them
Yeah, it's true.
somewhat?
And, you know, I can't be against it from the beginning.
Yeah.
So they go out on the field. He's got his guns and they get to wear clothes with their avatars because, you know, she's got sick like Adidas or Reeboks on.
Dude, I know. It reminded me of Alien. I was like, dude, you got some
Yeah.
like sick ass shoes.
She's just fucking rocking them in her like Harvard whatever shirt. She's like, you know, rubbing in. She went to college. She's like, I just want to look like a badass when I'm in my avatar, dude.
Yeah.
Which I get. I would too. She's fucking cool.
Dude, I'd be all naked with the loincloth, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like, why
Give
not?
me some necklaces. Give me some
See, like, and that didn't make sense to me. I'm
feathers.
like, why aren't you guys trying to blend in when you? But then, like, I guess they already know who she is.
This is my problem. I'm gonna get into this.
Okay, let's get into it. That's what
If
it's
you
about.
want to gain the trust of the local natives, let's make clone bodies of local natives, get in those bodies, pretend to be them because it's like, hey, I look like you, things are okay. Instead of just going out as humans and showing, like, hey, this is what we look like. We're not here to fight. Let's learn from each other. Why the fuck do you have to look like one of them?
Well, first off, it seems like they think they're stupid. It's kind of patronizing.
Yeah.
And
Oh, they'll
also,
only understand if we look like them.
how are you supposed to bang them if you're not them?
That's true. That's
I
true.
mean,
Sorry.
did it need to happen?
Like,
No.
like I don't understand this program because it's almost like they're mocking them
Yeah.
in a way of like, oh, you can't talk to our human form, so let's make our dummy avatar forms for you guys to talk to.
Yeah, because that'll
No.
be more comfortable for you.
Yeah. No.
So like, and
I don't
then
get it.
like when we talk like that about it, then it makes me think like the whole part of her like loving him or liking him at all is just
It's just because he looks
like
her.
you're basically falling for like a doll
Yeah.
because that's all it is.
I love his brain though, but you love more than that, you
Yeah,
know,
you love
because
that his
he's a
sweet
blue guy.
ponytail.
He's after he's done banging that horse with his ponytail, he's gonna do
He's
something.
gonna get you too.
That's weird.
Right? I'm
That is
like,
weird. Of
okay,
like
so
our
everything.
ponytails that
Yeah.
let me put it in this horse. And like even the horse's eyes are like, oh, let me put it in this banshee. Oh, let me attach it to this tree. Oh yeah. It's like
Right?
that tail has been around and you're gonna want to like
Well,
I don't know.
like, whoa, how many people have been with?
Yeah. How many
How many
horses have
tails have
been
you
in today?
touched?
Yeah. I do like there's that part um where he gets captured after like being out there in the night and surviving
Mhm.
against hyena things and she saves him and they're like taking him back and what was really cool is there was like that one that had him by his ponytail and was like ready to cut it off like dude he's gonna cut your dick off
Like,
dude you won't be able
oh,
to connect with nothing like
yeah,
what evolution is this that this
right.
species is like hey let's put all this important shit into my ponytail and
Yeah,
hey we can only ride stuff if we put our ponytails into things like what is the purpose in that
yeah. So, I mean,
whatever
do they even have junk like down
I feel
there?
like they do because they don't show it you know they have loincloths for a reason because if they didn't they wouldn't be wearing them
But then what's the point of the ponytail? And what's the point of having like reproductive organs if you don't use them?
I think
Or
they
do they
do
use
because it
them?
looks like they bang they
Do they
don't show
bang
it, but
bang?
like
Like,
she gets like they're like straddling. Sorry, folks. They're like straddling each other when they bang because you don't
yeah,
really like they mate for life basically.
yeah.
But like, I don't think that's how babies are born. They don't just put
Because
ponytails
like,
together when they rip them apart. A little guy pops out. So like, I feel like they have
and
reproductive organs and like
because like I
they're
was
very humanoid, but
I'm like they're humanoid, but they got that connector. But then like if that's supposed to be like his dick, like you said, what's the
I
point
think
of his?
it's about connecting to everyone around you and connecting to the world and the trees and to unobtainium. So let's have our braids also connect because I don't know if you guys got this. The tree has a brain and the whole planet's a brain connected like a brain to each other.
Yeah.
So hey, our ponytails will do the same.
So it's somewhat of a hive mind, like a
Kind of,
weird
yeah.
like
Like
it's
the
like a
trees have a hive mind, which basically like that's mushrooms. Mushrooms are
yeah
all like a connected thing, so it's just mushrooms on Avatar crack.
yeah.
I don't know if you noticed
They're on
this,
unobtainium, dude.
dude. I'm like fucking freebasing obtainium right now. Just whoa, no one can obtain my high. I can't even obtain a high. Whoa, unobtainium, my asshole. Now that's not unobtainable.
Oh,
I don't know if you noticed this. Instantly noticed it. Instantly was pissed off unless he like asked Spielberg if he could use
use all the
the
dinosaur
noise
noises
of the T-Rex and
and the
of
raptor.
the raptor.
Yeah, it was
And then
pissing me
like
off. I was like,
the the horses do that.
yeah,
And then the other thing was like a straight up T-Rex roar.
yeah,
It was like that's
yeah. I'm
just the
like,
fucking T-Rex.
wow.
Like
Yeah, I
don't
wrote
even
that.
try
That I put in my notes. I'm like, the animals sound like Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I'm
and
like,
they
what?
don't
Like,
even change the pitch. They don't
no,
like elongate them. It's just like click,
blatant ripoff.
drag, drop. It's just like
We spent too much time making the creature. Now give him a sound.
yeah,
T Rex, closest I can think of, and it's not even like what an actual T Rex might sound like. It's Spielberg's T Rex.
yeah. That's so fucking. I was like, I don't know why I was pissed about it, but I was pissed about it. You know, unless
Yeah,
Spielberg's like, yeah, have it. I don't give a shit.
sure, use
Jim, do
it.
whatever
Be
you want.
be lazy, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
So like, she was gonna shoot him with the arrow,
hmm
but then a little jellyfish landed on it, and she goes, "Oh, that's a sign.
hmm
I shouldn't shoot him. Instead, I'll save him when he's fighting these things, and then get mad at him that I had to kill one."
Yeah,
Because they didn't have to die. But later on, I'm gonna hunt something and it's gonna be a okay.
Yeah, but yeah, as long as you say the prayer and you're going to use the animal, then you're fine.
Like, like I get it. It's very like Native American in that aspect, but like if they're really that into everything being connected literally on this world,
Hmm.
don't fucking eat everything. Don't eat the animals. Eat the stuff the tree actually provides
Yeah,
you.
that delicious looking whatever it was she gave him,
Yeah.
like some kind of
Like,
fruit, and I was like, damn,
yeah,
that looks pretty good.
you can live on that. You don't have to kill these
Yeah,
animals
if it
that
bums you out that hard.
don't fucking do it. The world is literally giving you fruit,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
Like
well, I got
almost
to kill this
literally
thing.
handing it to you
Yeah.
because you guys are
And you're
so connected.
whatever.
And like can talk to the animals, so it's like everything evolved to have that one little tentacle to communicate with everything.
So that,
So how is
yeah,
there not like harmony between everything?
because they're hunting them, you know? Because life cannot be easy. There must be struggles to get this balance of life because this tree does not take sides. She
So
takes the sides of balance, which is
the
just a way of
planet
saying
works so
God.
hard
Mm-hmm.
to create all this stuff that like you cannot possibly get protein from anything else but animals.
Yeah,
So
sorry. Duh.
circle of life. So you have to.
Yep.
But I think in the Native American like respect, they're supposed to like use the entire
Yeah,
animal and
that's why I
stuff.
like they
Like I
used
think
every part of the buffalo. Like,
they didn't go into that detail, but I think it's supposed to be somewhat assumed.
yeah, because you're like, I get it, you know.
Because I mean, they had that whole like hunting scene, which was very Dances with Wolves.
Oh yeah.
You know,
You have a strong heart. That's why I saved you. Oh, thanks.
like
So
thank you.
yeah, sorry, I'm just reading this note and it made me laugh. So you have to bang the horse with your penis braid? Like that's a fucking note. Oh man.
Right, and the banshee,
Yeah.
and the big giant one that he writes later.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the old.
Um,
Oh, he'll choose. He's gonna try and kill you first.
and then he's gonna and then you're gonna later on jump on his back and put your penis braid in him without his consent. Mm,
Oh,
that got weird. Yeah. And why is it the banshee has to choose you and only you can fly with them and they like basically mate with you for life in a sense? But horses pass those things around. You can get on any fucking horse you want. You can
yeah,
ride your friend's horse after his ponytail's been in it. Fucking put yours in there. That horse doesn't give a shit. But these banshees, oh, you better not get fucking
yeah.
close to my banshee.
You
It
get.
will.
So do you get one? I mean, is she done since that one dies?
I think
One
it.
and done. You can go
Yeah,
and get
exactly.
another
It's like,
one.
sorry, you don't get another one
Yeah,
because that
they're
one chose
limited. They're
you.
limited supply. No
Yeah,
other one is gonna choose you.
sorry, you can't fly no more.
It's a bummer.
So then he's being trained. For some reason, the tribe's like, yeah, this'll work. You were a warrior. Let's train this guy in our language and to know our ways, because what could go wrong?
Yeah.
And obviously, it's a progression of time because his hair grows and his beard grows, and there's a
Mm.
montage with dialogue over it because I have to be told what's going on instead of just watching what's going on. Of like, oh, it's really hard to hunt. Oh, it's a really live or die with this lady, and it's just like I can see that.
I'm
I can
surprised
see
he's
it's
not
a
like sitting
montage.
there in his in the dialogue. Just you think she likes me? What do
Hmm.
you think? Do you think she might like me?
She's cute. I'll give her a note of do you like me? Yes or yes.
uh,
And like for the fact that Grace knew that he was relaying message to the army dude, but yet continues to let him have that access in which to do it. Like I know you took yourself off site, but you're letting him record this stuff, for like it helps you digest it. But
yeah,
like he's obviously giving that information. Don't fucking let him do that.
yeah,
You knew it was happening. That one guy tattled on him, and that's why you
yeah,
moved.
yeah.
But why you're like, it should be
Yeah,
okay. I'll
it's
let him
cool.
still.
It's cool. And I think that because I was wondering that too. I'm like, why don't you just like either confront him about it
Yeah,
or stop him?
yeah.
You know,
This
like
could all be
because
done.
you're giving him too much. Like I personally wouldn't be like, oh, he'll have a change of heart. He'll have a change of heart. I'm like, no, humans
Mm-hmm.
are assholes and pieces of shit. So I don't think he's gonna have a change of heart. I'm just gonna talk to him. Hey, man, you shouldn't do what you're doing. Like,
Oh,
I know
okay.
what you're doing.
The one line I do agree with from the army guy, the colonel, of like, I don't know verbatim what he said. He's like, you bang one girl and you change your mind. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
basically all it took. He's like, oh, I love these people now. It's
Yeah.
like,
Like you like one of them.
yeah, their riding goggles don't really cover that much of their eyes.
Mm-mm.
It's like this little bit when they're like on a thing. Like it should be like the whole thing
Yeah.
because they like slide it down, so it's like, oh, cool, but it only covers to here. I'm like, there's still like air and bugs gonna come up that way to you,
Yeah.
dude.
And also the way they like sit on those things, like so it's not like an actual like seat sort of saddle. You like
And it's weird
stand
because
on
they
it.
put their yeah, and they put their heels in their like nostrils
Yeah, I'm
because
like,
they
how are
do
they
that
breathing?
gross. They do that gross close up of like, of it. It's like nostril hole
Yeah.
opening up, and it's like, okay, that's how it breathes, and we're putting our heels
Like,
next to that,
wow.
like so that's like somebody doing this,
Yeah.
and they're
That's
gonna
how you
ride
control
me
them. You gotta
like
like
this.
crank your heel in their nose to turn them.
Yeah. Although all you have to do is think fly, think
Yeah.
turn, and they'll turn. So
Yeah.
like it's
Turn.
just a weird stirrup for your foot or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, lest we forget, this movie was in 3D in the theaters. I don't know if you knew they did that classic TGIF watching Home Improvement Drew Carey show where like something got really close to the camera and you're like, whoa, because there's
Whoa!
that
It's
part with like
3D.
the bow when she's like teaching him to hunt and he puts like
Yeah.
the arrow right up close
Yeah.
to the camera and you're like in the theater, you're like, whoa. Which I did see this in theaters in 3D and it was just like I didn't need to be 3D. I could have just watched the
I
movie.
know you.
I
You
don't like
told me.
3D movies. I really don't. Also, there's a lot of slow mo in this movie. Do you notice that? Like, just
Yes.
and not like at epic moments of just like somebody like jumping slightly from a run, not like a really cool like
Yeah.
thing. It was just always like, it's like fucking
You
Zack
know, and
Snyder directed
that
this.
was one of my things with this. I'm just like, okay, for this first off, this movie's really long,
Yeah,
and then you're slowing it down even more. Stop. Just let's like
stretch it.
we really gotta show the massacre of that
Mm-hmm.
big giant tree, their house, you know, their home.
Slow mo, whoa!
And
Because
I'm like,
Jake gave them the planes about the columns, whoa! And
and
then
then
they
I'm,
found out he's the one that betrayed him. Oh
oh my
no!
god.
But he comes back with the giant dragon, and all is forgiven.
Yeah, all he had to do is tame the giant dragon,
And
which
they're
for
like,
some reason
whoa,
he can do, but it's only been done 5 times.
five. I like that 5 times. Like nothing like cool like once. It's only been done 5 times. One of
Yeah,
them by my great 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 grandpa.
yeah. And I'm like, so what I feel like it is you could do it regardless of who it is. You just have
I
to,
feel like you just have to do what he did and jump on
yeah,
top of it, and
just be
then like
clever enough to,
yeah.
ride him.
Because like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's gonna pick him, this
Hmm.
big bad boy. No, he just uses it, and then at the end he's like, "There's no need for it anymore," and it flies away instead of just keeping it as your fucking badass dragon. Nope, I let it go because
No,
that's how
but
much in tune I am to
yeah,
this world
I
now.
just let him
I am
free.
one of them.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
when he says that later on of like
you know,
our world, I'm like, no, 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 no.
no, it felt weird. It felt
Mm-hmm.
weird when he did
And they're
that. I
all
was
cool
like,
with it. They're
yeah,
all like,
yeah. They're like,
yeah,
yeah, and I'm like, but he's not really done anything for you at all.
yeah,
Like literally, everything has come from them. They have
yeah.
done
They've done all the
everything
work.
for him, and he
They've
destroyed their
trained.
home.
Yeah, they've taught him the language. They've taught him to fight. Taught him to ride things. And then I'm one of you. No, you're not.
No,
You
you are
just we
not.
taught you stuff, and you're not like
And that like yeah, just like classic, you know, just I'm one of you guys now. Just so you know, you don't get a choice. It's me.
yep,
You already accepted me in. It's too late.
too late. I'm one
Now
of
I
you.
get a say.
So after they're banging out in the forest,
Hmm.
and his body, like the Avatar body's not awake because he's not in it, and Sigourney Weaver's like, "You got to eat some eggs. I don't want
Hmm.
to force feed a cripple, man." And so then like he like wakes up and he smashes the lenses on or the cameras on that thing. I like
Hmm.
later when they're looking at it, he's like, stop, zoom in,
Enhance.
enhance.
I'm
And I
like, oh my
fucking hate
god.
any movie that do that.
Yeah.
Enhance. You zoom
Like
in, it's just pixelated. You're not like,
yeah.
that's him.
Yep. There. Yep. Crystal clear.
Crystal clear picture because I said enhance. Hang on, sir. Let me get my screen.
Enhance.
Enhanced. Like,
Pixelation gone. Yeah.
you're welcome.
Oh, I
And
got you, sir.
when they go get him, and the handcuffs are just slap bracelets, just like neon orange, like, like,
Like,
oh
man,
no,
those are
how's
some
he gonna get out of
strong slap
those?
bracelet cuffs.
Yeah,
I had that in my notes. I was like, okay,
slap.
the future is here. And
Glass
it's,
tablets, slap bracelet handcuffs.
yep.
They're shooting the tree up
Hmm.
because they're just coming at it because Sully was like, they're not gonna give it up. They're not gonna give it up without a fight. I'm like, oh, you gave him that? Oh,
All right, well, we'll just go kill him then. It's fine.
yeah. Like, and then Michelle Rodriguez is like, I didn't sign up for this, and she flies away. She would get like fucking fired or discharged for that. Like, you're
Yeah, probably
disobeying a direct
she
order.
probably would have gotten like, what is it, like court-martialed or something?
Yeah. I mean, maybe that was in the director's cut. I didn't see that scene because then randomly later she's like, I got a food cart for them because suddenly I'm delivering that and not the usual person that delivers the food. This guy will buy it.
I'm starting to feel like the only portion of the director's version was that shit in the beginning.
Just the burning face.
Yeah, because like everything we've talked about as
I'm hoping there's more. I'm really hoping there's more
I
than we
really
saw.
hope there is too, but so far it's pretty much just, you know, so he learns how to be them.
They escape with the help of her, and then
Mm.
badass guy has to like go outside and shoot after him without his mask because he's so fucking cool that
He's
he
like,
doesn't
I'll
need a
just hold
mask.
my breath and
I
kick
like,
open the door.
yeah, and then everybody else like, oh fuck, 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 fuck. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, calm down. I don't know if I've established this yet, but I'm fucking hardcore.
yeah. Also, nothing gets me more hard than shooting guns and just killing not everything, blowing
I
shit up.
wish I could stick my ponytail in this gun. Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh. Here's a line that I loved was he's going back and he's like, I gotta to ever face them again, I'll have to take it to a whole new level. I'll have to kick it up a notch. I gotta put my braid in a big fucking dragon. That'll change it. Let's
Yeah.
do a whole new level. That's when things got kicked into 12th
12th
gear.
gear. Uh, it pissed me off because it felt like the retaliation for the tree just took way too long.
Yeah. Like,
Like I didn't I know he was gathering up like
and how long was that?
yeah, and how
So
fast can they travel? Is that an entire planet's
it's a
worth of
planet.
people?
And like, what was the length of time between him coming back, showing that he's okay, he's one of them because he flew a dragon? I'll speak to them with your permission, translate for me. This is our world. And then they go to a bunch of tribes. Like, how long is that? Was that months? Was that just a day? It's
Yeah.
like, I feel like it would take a long time to
There's
travel. Like, even with your riding a big ass banshee, like, how fucking long
yeah,
was
there's
this?
no way they're going to travel to another part of the globe. I mean, cuz I mean, it looked like there's an ocean. But then
Yeah.
they go up to like, oh hey, yeah, they're the tribe by the sea, you know, in the east or whatever. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I feel like you're just hanging out on one continent.
Yeah. Pandora, USMA.
Yeah. USA Junior.
One thing, another thing I really hated in this movie, other movies do it. The prequels and Star Wars were guilty of it. Firefly did it all the time, and I love that show. It's the digital zoom, and it's like the fake shaky cam, and
I
it
don't
does it
under they did
so much in the battle. It's like, and it's like doesn't
I know I'm
punch in
like
that much, but it's
and
always like,
it's I hated it. They do it a few like multiple times in this movie and it was
oh,
stupid every
and
time
a
and
lot of it
unnecessary.
was in the end, yeah, and it's like it just looks dumb. It's just like, oh, because the cameraman's there and he's like, let me zoom in. But it's obviously like punch in just a little bit, not like, like it's
That's not what it feels
always
like to
bothers
me.
me.
What
It
it feels
doesn't.
like is a fake like oh look like it just doesn't even feel like it doesn't feel human. Like
No.
it like and if that's what you want, then just literally have a guy stand there with a camera.
Yeah. But
I
no,
mean,
it's
if you're
digital.
already
He's not
going
there.
to but why would anybody with a camera zoom in
Zoom.
like that? Like a fucking
Nobody.
like tourist fucking oh man, there's an alien in the sky
That's
or like it's fucking Bigfoot or some shit. It pisses me
that's
off. I hate
exactly
that.
what it is. It's that view of like somebody who isn't supposed to be there, just like filming
Yeah.
it on their camera, like, oh, look
Oh, I
at
better
this,
zoom
honey.
in on this, and it's a
Yeah,
shitty zoom. And you're like,
I
it's dumb. Yes,
I
I
hate it.
understand that. Yes, and
And
that
like
pissed me off.
it's in good stuff that I love, which I
Hmm.
hate that they use it. And like once again, Firefly, love that show. Did it way too much. And
I
it
hate
happened
it.
in like a few of the Star Wars. Like I know it happens in like Revenge of the Sith, like in the beginning flying scene. I'm pretty sure on um Geonosis and Attack of the Clones too, like just randomly like, and it always is that like looks like a handheld shot,
Yeah. And if it was, then why would they even be there?
Yeah, it's like
It doesn't
it's
make any
obviously there's
sense.
no cameraman there.
I'm like, just and it makes it so there is a cameraman there, but it's also like it makes it the like I said, the amateur camera person that's
Yeah.
catching something really quick, like, oh shit, look what's going on with their phone, like not like, all right, I'm gonna line this up, I'm trying to line it up. But
And like
when it's a movie like that, it just should be a still shot with no shaking because there's not people filming it. Like
I know it's there. I know there's nobody there. It's all digital. It's an all
yeah.
fucking made up location.
But I mean
Like you
like
don't have to keep trying to fool me of like, is it real? Did we
yeah, but
film
nobody,
there?
no, in no any movie, I'm never sitting there thinking like, "Wow, there's a crew filming this movie." Because I mean, if you're sitting there thinking about that, it kind of takes the immersion away. Yeah,
Yeah. Like it's just a, I don't know, it's a way to escape, and I don't want to be thinking about
and
that. But now you made me think about it.
busts you right back into reality so hard. So if anybody directing a movie hears this, stop doing that shit
Stop doing digital zooms.
because it
We've
it
discussed
just doesn't
zooms
make any sense.
quite a bit on this show, and we have always said there's a time and a place for a zoom.
Yeah.
There's ways it works, there's a lot of ways it doesn't. This is one of those ways it definitely doesn't.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that digital zoom just does not fucking work.
End it.
Just don't.
Stop.
And I mean, I understand, like, okay, oh, well, in the office, but I mean, like, they break the fourth wall. So, I mean, they're talking to the camera
And that's
sometimes.
actually literally a cameraman filming
Yeah.
these things.
So
So
there would
that makes sense.
be a person there. It makes sense. But when you do it in movies like this, it's like, oh, why is there a guy chilling on the side of a fucking, like a face of a cliff with a
Or out
shitty
in outer
camera?
space, fucking
Yeah.
like filming like a ship
Because
docking and
that is
boom,
what I
zoom
start
in.
thinking. That's where my
Yeah.
brain goes
Yeah.
when I see shit like that. And maybe it's just because of the age we live in. Maybe if I was in the 50s and saw that, I'd be like, oh, but like,
The camera's getting closer. Oh
it
my.
reminds me of like what you see when you're on Reddit and someone filmed someone on stage doing stuff. And then
Yeah.
it makes you think, well, there's somebody there with their crappy phone filming shit. Why is that there? Okay, now I'm out of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Stop with digital zooms.
Sorry, I think I'm harping on this kind of a lot. Just stop the digital zoom.
I didn't want to rewind it and put on captions, but did that Colonel guy call himself Papa Dragon
Yeah,
when referring to everybody? He's
yeah,
like, "This is Papa Dragon." I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Did I hear that right?"
yep.
Okay,
Because I wrote it down. I was like, Papa
Papa Dragon.
Dragon.
Did you come up with this, sir? Or is
Yeah,
that what we've been calling you
no,
for a while? Or see
no,
that guy's
they.
like, "Hey guys, I'm Papa Dragon, by the way." Everybody calls me that. Or is it like sitting around, thinking of their code names for this mission? He's like, you know what? Papa Dragon. I'm
Yeah,
like a
that's me.
dragon.
Yeah,
I'm a
wow, Papa.
Papa.
Yeah, and I'm like the dad of all of you guys. Papa Dragon. Like it
You're the
was.
mini dragons.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, lame.
Papa Dragon.
I'm Papa Dragon. Like,
So in the battle, there's that guy in the mech suit, which
mhm.
James Cameron loves mech suits, apparently. You got Ripley in the forklift floater. And
That
then
thing's
these
cool
guys,
though.
which it just seems silly to me that like, their hands do stuff and they're always like testing it out, but they have to pretend to hold a gun so
Yeah,
that the
like
mech can actually hold a
yeah,
gun. So they're like moving around just like this in the cockpit.
and
And
so
how do
like
they know where their hand will stop?
and that was my question too. It's like, oh, do you feel the weight? Like, how do you know
Yeah.
it's there?
Do like the mechanisms like physically stop when the mech is wrapping its hand around the gun, so like you can't squeeze anymore, else it will crack.
Yeah,
Like, how does this work? And why do you have to just like,
yeah.
I'm
And then I
inside the
also
thing?
like what was ridiculous to me, like, and I'm jumping to the end here when he fights the colonel and the colonel pulls out the knife as the robot. I was like,
It's so
Why?
stupid. Why would a robot have a fucking knife? Like, let's get personal.
I got a side knife, just in case I gotta fight another mech.
Real up close and personal, like. I like to see the life drain from your mech
Yeah, I
eyes.
want to see that oil dripping out of the
Oh
mech.
yeah. Well, except for it would
He's
be on
rubbing
his
it on
mech,
the
so it'd be
outside.
like I wrote that too. I was like, the mech's got a knife? Like
That was
why?
that was dumb. I'm
In
like,
the
wouldn't it just make more sense as a mech to just grab him and crush him?
or if you want to have a knife, have it come from its like fucking hand or
Yeah.
wrist.
Why have
Like something
a
cool
holster for a
with a
knife?
knife. Like it's so fucking
And
other
also,
than
what
like
what
Jake's
was
got one
the
too.
what was the purpose of the blade on the gun?
So
Like,
if
what
an
is the
enemy's
giant mech like cutting through? And it wasn't a chainsaw like in
Gears of War,
yeah. So what was the point?
just in case for close combat, if you need to, click in the melee stick, you're just gonna go
Because I was like,
pang.
oh, maybe they'd use it to like clear brush. I'm like, well, then what's the point of their stupid little knife in the side? Because that thing is way
Yeah,
bigger than a machete.
and if you
Obviously, it
if you need
looks
to clear
small in the
brush,
robot's hand, but that's perspective. So I mean, when it's just whoosh with the knife,
yeah,
it's
that is ridiculous. The knife is ridiculous. But anyway, the guy that he's in the movie a few times, and he's the bald guy. And there's that part where like the battle's going on. He's in the mix, like, yeah, come get
yeah,
some,
get some.
yeah, get some. Like I don't know why that's ridiculous, but I love the way he screams before he gets crushed. The, oh,
Yeah,
he like backs up and then like it's the
yeah.
backup into it. Like that fucking made me laugh when he gets crushed by the rhino
There was
things.
another like I love that scene too with them crushing through all those guys because the music is so happy.
Yeah. Yay, these guys are
It's
mine.
like all heroic and these guys are getting
Yeah.
crushed. I'm
Oh,
like,
ah,
and they're all screaming and shit.
yeah.
Like
All right.
that shit cracked me up.
I have okay. So they saved the life tree
Hmm.
from being blown up, but by causing an enormous forest fire
Yeah,
that
isn't it
will
gonna burn the
eventually
tree?
spread to the tree. How are you going to put out that fire? Because it's like fucking ship blows up.
Yeah, for
And it's just
me,
like,
I just thought you waited too long to take that
yeah,
ship down. Because
it's way too close.
not only is it way too close, but even if it crashes somewhat far away, it's gonna explode because of those stupid crates on it that
I
that
did
guy
like that
gets
guy
crushed
that gets.
by.
Whoa!
I love that. I was like, oh please, yes.
But yeah, like that fire's gonna fucking spread because that's not like normal fuel. So like,
Yeah,
I hope you
and
guys
plus
have like,
explosives added to it. I mean,
yeah, maybe they can get their banshees, get a bunch of water, get some buckets, fly out there to however far it is. What if they bring one of the floating mountains with a waterfall over?
there you go. Tether it. You get as many banshees as you can.
Yep.
You pull the floating waterfall over by your tree.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, now you guys have a water source too.
Well, obviously the tree can do that because it recruits all the wildlife. So the
Well
tree
then,
can just bring over the giant unobtainable mountain with the waterfall
well,
pouring on it.
why can't it just put the fire out?
Because it's not connected to the fire. It's the force. I don't know.
Okay. As long as there's some sort of explanation
Yeah, because
for
then
it.
like suck in the fire, just like
Yeah.
and use it to fuel
And
and to
also,
shoot
okay,
a
so there's
laser.
obviously like oxygen on this planet. Is there too much oxygen for us to breathe? Or how is
I
that
don't
working?
think it's.
Because
I think there's some other toxin in the air which they don't explain. They just say, "Oh, it'll choke you and you'll be dead in like 4 minutes or whatever." But they
like
don't
the way
explain what
he
it
like
is.
when he's like dying, I guess at the end, it looks like he's suffocating. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I don't. Maybe
what
it's
would
not
make you
oxygen. Maybe it's
like what
like
would make you suffocate? But like
anything but oxygen.
pretty much well, like I mean like that though. I mean he doesn't like it doesn't look like it's some sort of gas or anything because that would like
Yeah,
I
it would
mean
just ruin his lungs if it was like
yeah.
fucking nitrogen or
So I'm
helium or fucking like sulfur or something. I think it's
yeah. So we need
but they don't.
I need some information on why
What
they
is
can't
the
breathe
what is
the
the percentages in this atmosphere? What are we looking at? Like a 5% oxygen, 150% nitrogen. Like what is
I mean I guess that
uh,
could be it.
like
And
yeah
maybe their
like
atmosphere is thinner or something. I don't know.
I
Everything
don't
looks pretty
know.
damn green though, and there's a lot of
Because like
bioluminescence.
I think it's just something in the atmosphere that we can't handle because every time they open a door, it looks like they open up a an oven door and it does a because it's like, hey, that's the air you're not supposed to breathe.
Don't
Let's
breathe
get
that
that
in.
point across.
But also it's not toxic enough to kill you if you're out in it without a mask.
Only
Like
if you
as long
breathe
as
it.
you hold your breath.
Yeah. So it's just not good for your lungs. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Well,
we don't
it's
really
not that it's
breathe through
not
our
good.
skin like
It's
frogs.
it's not
So
that it's not good for your lungs. It's just like
you'll
because the
die.
way he it kind of reminded me of like Total Recall, the way he was like couldn't breathe except for
Yeah.
his eyes weren't popping out. But then I was like, well, how would that work? Like, because they're breathing something, you know?
Yeah. I think it's just a low, low level of oxygen, but the majority of it is probably just like toxic to us as
I need to
humans,
know
but
that
not to
Avatar
Navi.
lore. Anybody know
Yeah.
that?
I just need the science of what's their atmosphere
Yeah,
made of.
yeah,
Why is that not in the director's cut?
yeah. Because you needed to see him be a degenerate in a bar first. It's great because
And
he
now
gets
look at him.
thrown out. They throw him out, and
They
he's
couldn't just
crippled.
wheel
They
him out.
yeah, no, no, no. They pick him up. They whip his ass out the door and throw his wheelchair on him, and it lands on him. And I thought maybe they were gonna do something with this, but when those dudes walk up on him and he's laying there in the street, he is straight up posed like Jesus. Arms
Oh.
arms out, fucking feet
Mm-hmm.
crossed. And I was like,
Yep.
symbolism much? I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, come on, dude, don't do
Get it?
that.
Get it?
He was like the second coming of Jesus.
Oh. He's gonna put his braid in me, and that's gonna be a second coming of something, that's for sure.
Oh, oh,
During the fight, Robot pulls out a knife and he's like, nothing's over while I'm breathing. But the one thing I hate, a lot of movies do this too, is why the bad guys always have to move so slow when they obviously have the killing blow.
yeah,
Like he's got him and he's like pulls out the knife all slow out of the thing behind him. He's like, I'm gonna take my time. Enough time for this lady to get out and shoot me with an arrow instead of just being like,
twice.
done.
Yeah.
Like every movie, it's always like, I got you now. Before this, I was really fast in fighting you, but now that you have no
Now
advantage, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
walk up
take my
real slow.
sweet time killing you. That's the only explanation I can give these guys is like, oh, I'm sadistic and I'm gonna take my time killing you.
I appreciate it in movies. I
Other
can't think
than
of a
that,
specific moment, but I've seen it in movies where like the bad guy is like that and it's just boom and done.
just walks up and psh, and I would
Yeah,
like, and I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I wish there were more movies. Maybe you and me could start making movies where the bad guy just wins and the movie's over.
yeah, done. Roll credits.
Yeah, I want to see more
Realistic.
movies like that.
Yeah,
You know, and there's not a happy ending, and you're not left feeling like, oh, it's all summed up, and you're like, oh fuck, dude.
that was a bummer, bro.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, that's what you get because you've been, because you had to have some guy narrating to you through through a
Yeah,
movie.
you can't handle that. Guess what? Not gonna be a happy ending.
Yeah, that's what you
Um,
guys get.
so Jake Sully is going to do the process of um, taking the USB cord into his neck and transferring
He's
his
jacking
data.
into the.
Dude, that's what I imagine is. And then you see it's kind of like hackers, and it's like you can
Yeah,
see the inside of the tree, and he's like, "I'm in."
yeah.
So he's gonna do that, and of course, I don't know if it was his actual birthday or if he's like, "It's my birth
I
after
think
all.
what I
It's
kind of
my
think
birthday today because it's my new birthday."
that's
Get
what I
it?
think he meant. I
Yeah.
think it was supposed to be like that. It was dumb.
And how neatly it's summed up of like, oh, we won, and all the aliens went home. Now he calls them aliens. All the aliens went
Yeah,
home without any, and there's only the chosen were left to stay of humans.
yeah he should have been
Like
left
it's
in
just
human form, man.
wrapped up. That's it. Everyone went home.
Yeah,
We
like
won
they're
the
not gonna
war.
come back. Like you
Exactly.
really think that they're not gonna come back?
I mean,
You don't think that like when these guys show up at Earth and they're like, "Well, what the hell are you guys doing back here? What happened?" Oh, well, the
the Ewoks got us. They fucking threw sticks and rocks at us with logs that crushed our ATST walkers. We
yeah,
ran back with our tails between our legs.
yeah.
We couldn't
One
handle it, sir.
one of them somehow had some grenades and a gun.
Yeah. We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It's my birthday today. Oh boy, I hope he wakes up. I don't know if he will. The camera's zooming in on his eyes.
Oh, no. Do you
He
think there's going to be a
does.
2? There is going to be a 2, everybody.
There's 6 movies. There are 6 movies. This came out 2009, and the second one is coming out next year. And he wants to do fucking 4 more of those. About what? The
That's
next one is just about water. I don't know. It's got water in the title. I guarantee that Zoe
so.
Saldana's character fucking dies because I only see her in one part of the trailer. I don't see her in any other part of the trailer. So it's definitely going to be like, oh, a dad loses his wife and now he's got to raise his daughter on his own. For
Oh
some
my
reason, they have a
god.
human as a pet. I don't know. It looks dumb. I'm sorry, Avatar fans. But yeah, 6. He wants to make 6
How
movies,
do you stretch
and
that
he's only
out?
on number 2.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You got to have goals, though.
Hey, I appreciate you, Jim. You got the long run going on.
Seriously, Jesus Christ. How are you
Yeah.
going to stretch that out? All right, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I want to see the rest of them
Yeah.
now that I've seen this
Well, we're going to
one.
be 100 years old by the time the 4th one comes out, so I don't think we're going to be able to watch
He's
it,
going to
dude.
be a cyborg.
Yeah. He's going to get into his avatar, which is just a bigger blue version of James Cameron. And he's like, okay, well, it's time to direct movies now.
You guys want to touch braids?
Yeah. What? Boom. Hey,
Yeah.
do you crave cool shit like us? Because we crave movies and we do reviews about it.
Yep.
But you might have a different craving for other stuff of nerds type. I'm doing really well at this. Dane, take it away.
All
Finish it
right.
off.
And if you got to satisfy that craving, you're going to head on over to Project Nerd. That's project-nerd.com. And you're going to find us there. And you're going to find like horror stuff and cosplay stuff and all kinds of nerdy videos. I mean, if you're watching this and you're a nerd, that's where you belong.
Come on down. Just come on down.
Just, yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Come to
Project
projectnerd.com.
projecthavenerd.com. Check it out. We're really good at promos. Thank you very much. Let's rate this shit.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna say that this probably wasn't the worst movie we watched on here. Um, I would be interested to have you watch the director's cut because I'm wondering if I'm missing some scenes. Since you've
Yeah, I
seen
want to
the
know.
OG theatrical, which I thought I was watching,
Yeah.
um, I don't feel like it added much more considering like I can't really think of anything else because the big stuff was him being in the bar in the beginning, which was just really kind of led up to nothing except for him being posed as Jesus in the end of it. Um, so I mean, I guess they're setting him up as like like a. I just don't understand why they would set him up as like Jesus. Anyway, not the worst movie I've ever seen compared to like all the shit we've been watching this season. And I don't know. It's a Jim Cameron movie. It is what it is. For again, there's earlier movies that are way better than this, and I know that it's going to be stretched out into 6 movies. It's just like Jesus Christ. I have a feeling that the first one is going to probably be the best one out of all of them. So I'm going to give
I
it
don't know. He's really
a.
good with sequels, though, man. Sometimes.
Well, that's true. Maybe
Yeah. So
Avatar 2
maybe.
could be like,
Yeah.
you know, it could be like
It
I've
could be the Terminator
this is
2
this
Judgment
I know
Day.
I was about to say that. I'm like I'm going to stretch it here and say it could be like Terminator 2. I'm stretching it though. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it.
We have to now.
But this one I'm going to give a 6.5 uh wiener braids out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Good. Um. Yeah. Not the worst movie we've watched during this season. Um. It looks good. I mean, that's the whole point of it. It looks fucking good. It was like pretty groundbreaking and in its style. It was good to look at. I don't like the white savior aspect of it. A lot of movies are guilty of it. Some movies I really like, but this is definitely one of those ones of like, oh, an outsider white person is going to come into our world and save the fucking day and become one of us. Like it's just that trope. It's happened quite a lot. It's one of the big parts of this movie that I'm like, no thanks, I'm good, dude. End of the day, It's Jim Cameron. It's fun to look at. It's got good parts. Not as shitty as I remember it being because I've grown up. So I too, Dane and I's braids have been connected this whole time. I'm gonna give it 6.5 penis braids, and I'm gonna insert T-Rex sound there.
Nice.
And then we're gonna get in trouble for copyright
Yeah.
infringement or some shit.
Man, if you didn't get in trouble for it, then we're not going to get in trouble for it.
That's goddamn right. But yeah, I mean,
not awful, you know.
it's
And
just
I think maybe it was, for me it was really overhyped.
Yeah,
because I pretty much resisted this movie for like months, and I didn't bother seeing it, and because I was like, oh, you know, eventually I'll see it, and everybody just kept, oh my god, it's like the greatest thing ever. I think, and here's where it really screws up for me when people go, I think that you are really going to like this. I'm like, please don't say that to me,
you don't know
please.
what I'm gonna like.
And it's not even that they don't know what I like. It's just at that point, my brain has this like, it's like it has a predisposition to just not like it.
Oh, you think I'm gonna fuck you? I'm not gonna like that
And
anymore.
it's not even like intentional because I'm like,
Yeah.
and it's probably because I'm expecting like, wow, this movie's gonna fucking blow me away, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like coming back and be like, you guys were fucking right, you know. But not once has that happened to me.
Yeah.
So when people start going crazy about, I'm like, just tell me about a movie that you thought was really cool, and I will go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of hype around it, and I think the only thing good that came out of it was the effects and the technology.
That was cool.
Like the story is so bland and predictable because we've seen it with Pocahontas and Dances with Wolves that I feel if they didn't do that, I think it'd have been a lot bigger of a deal.
Right?
But this movie, like, other than the effects, is very forgettable. Like, I don't remember a lot of what happened when the first time. I was like, I was watching, I was like, I don't remember this. Also, it's way too long. But like, make it a different story, and it could have been a hell of a lot cooler.
Well, see, that's where I kind of maybe have a little bit of hope for the second one.
Yeah, because you know maybe it's not about.
I hope what it doesn't do is it takes place like years and years and years, so the humans are back. You know,
Yeah.
like I kind of hope that it doesn't involve humans at all.
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool if it just took place on Pandora, and now he's living the Avatar life. Well, he's not an Avatar anymore. He's like,
He's living the Navi life, dude.
yeah,
Navis.
live your best Navi life.
Yeah. Put your braid into anything you can get your hands on.
Yeah, if it's got a braid too, it's good enough for you.
If
That
it's got a
rhymes.
braid hole, put it in. Enjoy your Navi life.
Yeah.
Next week is our last week in the Podcasters Anonymous program.
We'll have graduated, I guess.
Yeah, and maybe won't have to sit outside in a fucking alleyway next to garbage.
Yeah, because this kind of sucks.
It stinks. I'm gonna say it stinks.
Yeah.
In a literal sense, and also in the sense of like, God, this fucking stinks. So like, it has two meanings right now.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Yeah.
But until next week, season finale. This has been fantastic, folks. For Two Guys One Film, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
See you next time.